So I just wanted to share something with you. Been writing in a journal. And, it's just something that came to me. I'm going to read it for you. Something that brings me such joy, awe, excitement, peace, and connectivity is being able to perceive and feel what's in front of me in a holistic and a more truer way, beyond the social and cultural lenses. For example, looking at the hills and the water, the sky, the planes, boats, and the houses, looking at these things from a universal perspective, looking at the scale of it all, looking at how small I am in this big planet, and looking how small the planet is in this big universe. A real sense of peace sets in. This is something I had today. I just was viewing these hills and the water, and it was amazing looking at it like this, just like this planet that I'm on. I'm just this tiny thing that I'm on, and it's like there's no sense of time just looking at like the boats in the water and like these little people, how we're just like any other animal, like looking right outside how we perceive things socially and culturally. Just looking at it, it's like the inexplainable, really. It's fucking hard. So, it's amazing. Yet, I look at other people walking about, talking about social and cultural topics, and I feel alone, because I'm a human like them, but it feels like I'm accessing a level of awareness that goes beyond their level of understanding, and I feel I can't explain what I'm perceiving because it's so out there. Even if I do explain it, the only way I'll know they understand it is if they react in an elevated emotion of awe and wonder, and maybe have questions to ask with excitement. If it doesn't happen, I feel alone. I feel like they're not getting this perspective outside this cultural and social lens. I want to get past this social and cultural lens, past this way of looking at the world, but it means killing a big part of myself that I'm attached to, and it means I'll relate less to most people, including those in my life right now. Saying to someone, I want to live outside the social and cultural lens, is like saying to a fish, have a look at what's outside this water that you swim in. The fish doesn't know it's swimming in water because it's all that the fish has ever known. It's the same with people who don't see outside their social and cultural lenses. I'm frustrated with this. I'm frustrated with it because I feel alone. But this is the thing that is stopping me from connecting to beyond the social and cultural perspective more often. But it's hard to just let go, to just let it go. Because then I'm nobody. I've killed my identity, and I'm all alone being nobody while everybody's busy being somebody, yet I won't get affected. Because then I won't get affected that they're not moving from somebody to nobody. I don't know what I was saying there, but I want people to see what I see, because it's important for everyone's happiness and freedom. I think it's really fucking important to go outside who you are and what reality is on a social and cultural level. See it from a planetary level or a universal level, or there's so many ways you can look at the world, and I don't know if anyone's looking at it like this, because I know that I get caught up in thinking about people and places and my cultural conditioning, and just getting So like in these like human, not even human things, but like society and cultural things, you know. But then when I like step out of that and I'm just like fully present, listening to the sounds and whatever, I can see this whole level that's beyond that. I'm looking at like, you know, planes in the sky and like tilting my head like that, looking at the earth as like it was like that, and it's just like we're on this fucking planet Earth. Like this is fucking amazing. Because I mean, we lose touch with this. I mean, like our scale, we can like, I can be really big. I can look at an ant, or like zoom into like a leaf, and you'll see heaps of shit going on there. I can see myself as a fucking giant. That's amazing. But I find it even more amazing to look at myself as like this really small ant in this massive fucking planet. And it's like I feel so connected to that, like the hills and the sky, and it's so peaceful. There's like no time, there's no so I feel like this thing is important because it's more truer. It's more truer. It's more a big picture perspective. The majority of our day-to-day lives are just this, you know, we're just thinking about people and places and events, and it's all, you know, like based around social things and, you know, how we've got to behave in a certain way, these cultural things like fucking take your elbows off the table, that's not right. It's like, what is that? That's bullshit. That's anyway. So I want people to see what I see because it's important for everyone's happiness and freedom. I feel like that. Yet if I'm too caught up in wanting them to see what I see, then I have in turn disconnected from the thing that I want them to see. I'm back in what I want me and everyone to get out of. If I let go fully and dive into this big picture perspective beyond the social and cultural viewpoint, then it means not caring if people join me or not. It means being happy and peaceful and talking about what I'm perceiving, but without needing people to perceive the same or to understand. It means fully realizing that I can never know who someone is and what they think. I can only know me and my thoughts. And so people don't want to realize that because that's lonely. That's a fucking lonely thing. Is realizing that you can never actually know someone because we have these thoughts constantly, thinking that we know what people think about us and thinking we know what people think about other things, but we haven't. How the fuck can we ever know that? It's impossible. We think we know what people think, but we can never know that. That's our own thoughts. It's just our own. And so if you take this right back and you realize that you can't know anything that people think, then you realize it's all you. Like maybe you're like socially anxious and like people are walking past you and looking at you and you're like, oh my god, what are they thinking of me? Are they thinking I'm this and that? Are they thinking of I'm that? Wasted thought, wasted energy. What's the point in that? You can't fucking know what they're thinking. So the majority of our thoughts are like really around what we think other people think, but we can never actually know what other people think. If we take that out, there's not a whole lot of thoughts going on within us, and there's so much more energy to create what we want, what we know is good.